everyone, so today is planting day. I've got to get some plants in the ground that have been laying around waiting for me to get off my butt and get at it. And the first one I'm going to plant is Purple Haze Nepeta, and I'm going to put it here where I have a bare spot to give some color, more color to this bed and to fill in the gaps. I'm trying to eventually hide most of the soil in the bed, and I'll have to put some ground covers in here as well. But this is a good one for this spot because it'll really nicely fill in here. I have liatris on, I have, that's not right. I have Daylily Stellas on both sides, liatris in the back, and then alliums right here. And then I just put a few, there's some pansies in here and some annuals in here. So this is a good spot for it, and it'll help fill the gap. I might even move the gnome and put it more so over there. I'm just going to look at it and try to decide which looks best. But I feel like this might be the spot. I think that looks really good there. I actually did move the gnome, and I think, you know, seeing these plant here is a nice dose of color in the bed. I see Nepeta in a lot of English gardens, between that and lavender, and I think how stunning it is, and boy, it softens a border, especially if you put some whites with it. It just looks really pretty. So I think I'm going to start adding more to the garden. Now this Purple Haze requires full sun or partial shade, fertilized lightly, prefers well-drained soil. Haven't we heard that one before? I'm in zone 3, so this one's perfect, and I do like how it's looking here. So that is one plant in the ground. Now, I think you guys remember in a previous video, I had cat's pajama I planted in the back bed, and it didn't do well. So I'm going to try this one and see how it does in comparison. So I planted the other Nepeta here and then one over in the other flower bed, and I will show you after. I have some more plants I want to get in here, and I'll show you what they are, and they are going to go by the rows. I had to really look at the tags closely, try to determine what would look best by this brilliant colored rose, and I decided to go with Phlox. And this is Phlox Summer Fantasy Purple bicolor. I think I can put 3 plants right in here and it will brighten this spot up. I am gonna move my Beauty Lilies right behind here for a touch of white as well, but I'm not quite there yet. So we'll start with getting these in the ground right here. And you can see the 3 plants by my feet right there. And they're all the same. So that should look really, really nice. Let's get them in. It's building up to rain. So I put 2 Phlox here for color with that rose, because I'm hoping the magenta and white will contrast against the rose. I know some people think that doesn't work, but I think the rose is deep enough and those colors of the white should offset the rose. And then I put one right over here by my big clematis and by my liatris and some lilies and some veronica for color too. This bed is supposed to be beautiful, full of color. I don't mind if colors clash because I think it helps the bed stand out, but that's just my opinion. Anyhow, this Phlox is Sweet Summer Fantasy Purple bicolor. Plant in sun or shade, partial shade, fertilized when actively growing, prefers moist, well-drained soil. Pretty much every plant that I plant in the garden says well-drained soil, so no surprise there. Anyhow, those are in, and now I'm going to show you where the other Nepeta is. Here is the other Nepeta. It's right in here, and I put it right beside the unknown, no-name rose. I like the color of the rose. It's got the yellow in it, so it should contrast nicely against the purple. And definitely a well-drained bed, and it should do okay here. I think it's quite pretty. So I'm starting to fill this bed in more. I didn't want to plant it right here because those are all my zinnia seeds coming up, and I think there'll be a glorious cluster. Plus I want to be able to cut some of them and do arrangements, and they will look good against Oscar, which is in full bloom and looking glorious. So I think this is a good spot right here for this particular plant. These are the Beauty Lilies here. Now the squirrels got at them bad. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4 that are left. So I am going to dig these up and I am going to move them over behind the Morden rose to get these out of here. Now, I am gonna do something a little different that I haven't tried. It's supposed to work. I'm gonna use cayenne pepper on them after I plant them to prevent the squirrels from digging them up. Because the squirrel is around here. In fact, he is on my bird feeders right now. He eats all my Oreo jam and causes all sorts of trouble. So I am gonna put this on them and we'll see if this works. All right, so all 5 have been transplanted. You can see the one here, there, 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 and there. So kind of a swoop. And just to give you a close-up of how they're looking in there. Now squirrels are so bad here. It's ridiculous. I'll have 5 running around the yard. And I am really tired of them getting at my roses, my lilies. They've even been known to dig up some of the ones that have been around. I used to have a lot more in this bed and they're slowly dwindling. So we're just gonna go like this. And I'm actually gonna open the other end. That isn't gonna cut it. With my cayenne pepper, if I can get it open. You can see how much of the cayenne pepper I have put on around these lilies to keep the squirrels out. And I'm gonna go and add it to my other lilies in this bed. And I'm gonna start doing this all the time if it works. So these will be the test. But I bought quite a few of those beauties. I think I end up with about 12, maybe 15 of them. And I'm down to 5. So that just makes me ill thinking about it. But let's protect these other ones too. So I'm just gonna put them around here. I wanna keep these guys out of my beds. And it's funny, they only seem to tackle the back beds. Shake that off of them. It's very strange. But we'll put a stop to that if this works. It's gonna be a good test, that's for sure. I have some singles here that are struggling too, right here. And I'm just gonna walk around here in this bed. This used to be so full. It's such a disappointment, to be honest, you guys. It was looking amazing a few years ago. And since I don't use much cayenne pepper in my cooking, it's okay if I use it up, to be honest. There. That should do it. Let's see if that keeps them under control. And I'm just going to shake it off my delphinium here, which are doing really well this year. This was like a little bit of seed in there. And now they're looking really good. Look at the height on that. It's hard to tell with the picture. There, you can see it's already up to my pot. So this should work. Even if it rains, it won't dissipate the cayenne pepper that fast. It'll take a while for it to soak in. So we got some time. So I can water and everything, and it's not going to hurt it that much. All right, let me show you what else I planted. Every year, not every year for me, then it should look good. And here's that no-name rose that I planted, and it seems happy there underneath the bird bath. So it's quite pretty. So we'll see what it does. And then it's got some peonies in front of it, and I need to come through here and weed. I can see that. The other thing I need to do is along this back fence, I need some shrubs that are tall. My hydrangea is coming. It's in the 2nd year, so next year it should really take off. There's a rose back there, and there's a poplar shoot, which I need to get out. But I definitely need some height in this back bed. So I might come through as well. And if they put any sort of clematis on sale, I'll throw some of them in here. Excuse me. And that. I also have some really pretty yarrow back here that I'm going to move and split and pull out into the front because I really love that color. It needs to stand out. Okay, I must have inhaled the cayenne pepper. It's making me sneeze. Oh. Oh, I gotta be a little careful how much I spray that on. And I need to clean the bird bath. So that's the end of this video. Everything's looking good. I need to come through here and I need to edge and clean things out again. And it's just a constant process in a wild area of getting things under control. And I'm gonna sneeze again. That cayenne is not burning, it's just I'm sneezing. And something's eating my lime petunias. Not impressed. Just the one so far. But anyhow, I'm gonna come in here, clean out, get this looking good. Next on the hit list, then I need to fertilize. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next one. I gotta go sneeze and blow my nose. Bye everyone.